Today we're going to be making refrigerator pickles. I only had a few, as you can see, there's just a few cucumbers here. And I've got half an onion. This recipe is really easy because you don't have to have a lot of cucumbers to make it. I've got about 6 or 7 cucumbers. I'm going to take the tops off and the bottoms, and then I'm going to slice them. Slice them about 1/4 inch thick. And once I get all these sliced, I take an onion and I'm slicing it. If you want round, you take the whole onion. I had a part of an onion. I'm doing mine in little pieces because this way, when you take out pickles, when they're ready, you will have pieces of onion that is also pickled, and it makes great for your hamburgers or just as a side dish. So we're going to have our pickles and our onions cut up. Then we're going to move over to the other. Okay, we have 2 quart jars here. These are just regular jars that I picked up somewhere that had either honey or something else in. You don't need a canning jar necessarily because you're not going to be canning them. And you just put your cucumbers and your onions, you just kind of layer them in there from top to bottom. Wasn't sure how many jars I would need. If you have a ½ gallon, you just fill up a ½ gallon. The recipe is for a ½ gallon, but I already have some in the refrigerator, so we're going to use quarts today. And you don't want it too full because they've got to settle in the juice in a few minutes. So we're going to have 2 quarts when we get through. Now we have a pot on the stove. We're going to mix 1½ cups of sugar, white sugar. We're also adding 1½ cups of white vinegar. And then we have ½ teaspoon of salt, turmeric, mustard seed, and celery seed. It's non-iodized sea salt. We use that. In all of our canning, we use the non-iodized sea salt. And this is ground turmeric, ½ teaspoon of all your spices. Everything is a half. Add a little more because my spoon, it's hard to get those little seeds out. These are mustard, it says yellow mustard seed. And these are the celery seed. You got ½ teaspoon of those. Okay. We're going to turn the burner on, bring it to a boil. Then we're going to pour half in each one of the jars, and it may not totally cover the jars, but the cucumbers will shrink down into the liquid. Okay, the vinegar is boiling. We are going to see about how much this is. A little over 2 cups. So I've got to divide this between the 2 jars. I want to be able to get some of the seeds in both jars. If you're doing a ½ gallon, you don't have to divide this. You just pour all of it into one. And as you can see, the juice is not quite up over the pickles. I can make another batch and add to it, or I can let them sit and they'll shrink down. If you can double this batch, triple it for ever how many pickles you need to make. And one thing, it has to sit and cool off. When it cools, we cap it. We use these. This is an old mayonnaise lid. I save those type things. That's one of my frugal tips. Things like this don't need your cannon jar lids and rings. You can use your plastic lids for those things. When these cool, we're going to put the caps on, sit them in the refrigerator, and leave them for at least 24 hours. At that time, you can eat the pickles. They are good. But if you leave them at least 48 hours, they're even better. As you can see, these have sat about 5 minutes and they've shrank down some. So if I'd made more juice, I would just have a jar full of juice. But if you do make too much and you don't want to put it in your jars, you can take and put it in a separate jar, just the juice, and put it in the refrigerator. And next time you have pickles, take it out, reheat it, and put it in there. Once these pickles are gone, you can take that juice, reheat it, and add just a little more to it, and use that also at least one more time, because you've already got your seeds and your turmeric, stuff like that in there. So these are ready to cool for about an hour because they're a little warm, and then we're going to put them in the refrigerator. Okay, these were done about 4 days ago. What we like about these refrigerator pickles is you might can hear this because I know I can. Really good. They're crunchy. Most people want a crunchy pickle. Sorry for talking with my mouth full. But after 3 to 4 days, these things are still crunchy. They will last at least 6 months in the refrigerator. We do at least 2 of these ½ gallon jars probably 6 months, because we like them. And even if we're not growing cucumbers, you can go to a farmer's market and get them, or wherever, and you can make these year round. When you run out, you can just make more. We also make pickle relish, and we can the pickle relish. So I have the pickle relish for potato salads, egg salad, whatever. But we use these for snacks. This is our refrigerator pickles. Thank you for watching from Deep South Homestead.